Whilst on this topic of blackness and stuff, Jay-Z, big talking point.
Yeah.
Decided to partner up with the NFL.
Yeah, I did see that. Didn't understand it, but I saw it.
I didn't get it.
What don't you get?
Kind of get it.
Do you know what it is? Is that understanding the situation more so than just taking it for face value, because all that I saw partnering up with the NFL, and I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? That was like, is Colin Kaepernick involved? And so who's involved? Like, what's the initiative? What's the direction? What's the cause? So many different questions.
Money.
I think if Colin was involved with it, it would come across a lot smoother. It would
Optics.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
So, I mean, obviously with context, you'll probably be able to explain it better than I can.
It just looks like what I looked at is that he is now partnering up with Rock Nation, the agency, to take control of their entertainment arm,
Right.
and their crown jewel, which is the
Super Bowl
halftime show, innit? The one that he
turned
very
down.
famously said, "I said no to the Super Bowl. You need me, I don't need you. Every night we need end zone. Tell the NFL we're in stadiums too." Those are his words, isn't it? And they look like they've
Which
come
is
back.
true.
They look like they've come back to bite you in the bum.
Song as well.
And it's a recent song, Ape Shit, off the
Ape
album.
Shit,
So it's
yeah.
like I don't need them. We're doing our own thing for us, by us. But it looks like you're really happy to have a seat at the table. And now Jay-Z isn't above reproach or condemnation.
Of course, no
you
one
know?
is.
So I understand the gripes, because at the end of the day, they didn't give my man a job. Now, Colin Kaepernick also took money from them, innit?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like $10 million, if I'm right, the figure.
I'm not sure.
You know, and it's been a bit of like I feel like the deal has like a kind of a golden handcuff deal where you can't talk too much, you can't say too much in it, you know. But
sort of like an NDA.
precisely, but at the time period, Donny, from his stats, I'm not a big NFL fan, but from what I saw, his stats, his performance, the guys they were picking ahead of him were not better.
Right.
They were just white and they hadn't kneeled. That's all it really is, isn't it? They was picking niggas fresh out of jail. Hey, you, you used to smoke meth. You clean now? All right, cool. You can come to the NFL.
NFL just seems to me like one of the seediest sports of the game.
Yeah, it's,
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because this is not like the racial element wasn't the first sort of like controversial thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen.
they gladly have people that do madnesses to their wives,
There's a
black
Donny-
and white.
yeah,
like,
yeah, bro.
they've had some mad serious
What
like
was the
domestic
Hispanic
violence
Donny,
issues.
the Hispanic Donny that went in jail for murder and he killed himself?
Aaron Hernandez, yeah.
He was in the NFL, right?
Yeah, he's in the NFL, yeah.
There was like a big domestic abuse thing, and obviously
Was it
there
Ray Rice in the elevator?
Yeah, exactly. And then there's this movie starring Will Smith about
Concussion.
about the injuries, getting hit, and like the lack of self-care,
long-term effects and
long-term effects to retiring players and stuff. It just seems
There's a lot of bullshit that goes.
dirty.
Yeah, it's a very dirty game. And what better way from their angle? You see, like we're talking about 9-3, they got it wrong. NFL got this one right.
Yeah.
Marketing wise, they got it right.
Yeah.
Let's stand next to the good black, the one that we know you all love, the one that you call your GOAT, the one that can do no wrong, the one that's part of a royal power couple, Jay-Z. They've got it completely right on their end. But you said one of the first things P said was, "Is Colin Kaepernick involved in this?" Because I think that would have been a sweetener.
Yeah.
I think if they just had him, but then that's also an admission of guilt that we fucked up. We didn't do right by Donny, but now we're doing right, and then that will make Jay-Z look good. Listen, I'm getting Colin a job. He's involved as part of this. He had a really awkward interview where they sat down. They asked him, "Would you kneel?" And he didn't answer.
Right.
He just went, "You know what the issue is.
Yeah.
You know what the issue is. Do you know what the issue is? Politician, you don't answer the question. Would you kneel?" Now, we can't have action without activism, you know, and you can't have activism without action. So we can never downplay the impact of that protest.
Yeah.
Innit? Now, we speak a lot on here about like social justice warriors, all that stuff. Even within my jokes, there is still a place for it, innit?
Yeah. 100%.
Because we live on our phones, we're in an information age, even so much that we're all trying to be careful with misinformation.
It does a lot more than people think.
Yeah, but
Do you know what I'm saying? People
but-
make noise, but it's only become a trend of like making noise and making something happen from the noise.
Yeah.
Because people are doing it, and evidently it works.
Yeah.
Obviously,
it's
you're
true.
gonna get the other side of like it just being like a load of waffle and nothing happens, but things have happened from protesting online.
Yeah, but we have to see what comes from this deal because
So it's too early to
because
it
if
is
it
still
benefits like the people who are affected and are still affected, then it's a good thing. But it looks like, from how we're looking at it from now, that Colin Kaepernick has kneeled and Jay-Z's benefited off it.
Yeah.
Like he signed a deal and he's probably making peas and
He's definitely going to be
Do you
eating.
know what I'm
he's
saying?
definitely
Like,
going to be eating because
that's
the
how
fact
it looks.
that what we've seen.
Is there anything wrong with him eating though?
No, but at the same time, it has to kind of. It's like someone's been sacrificed.
to a lot of people there could be, because we got to look at what is being thrown in front of us. So we've seen the room that they're in, the people in the room.
And that was Jay-Z's building as well, by the way.
Yeah, in the Rock Nation headquarters.
NFL did that smart. They're like, we'll go to your block.
Yeah, we're going to your block. Do you know what I'm saying? We see Jay-Z, we don't see Colin. And what we know is all the other people that are talking around it in regards to that.
Yeah.
So you've got Funk Flex that tweeted because there was like a report that allegedly Jermaine Dupri was close to doing something with them, and then Funk
when
Flex,
they were in Atlanta that time, innit?
yeah. So and then Funk Flex tweeting, "I just got off the phone to Jermaine Dupri, blah blah."
He's a notorious pump faker.
Yeah,
That nigga lying, bro.
Yeah.
He didn't speak to no one.
Exactly.
But the story was that Jermaine Dupri spoke to
and then
Jay-Z, and Jay-Z said, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Not knowing that Jay-Z was about to do this
As
deal.
well as Jay-Z famously telling Travis Scott not to do the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of seediness in the
and they say throughout this whole
in the
period,
actions
he's been
of Jay as
communicating
well.
regularly with Colin Kaepernick and didn't mention this once. This is the story. I don't know how true that is, but that's the story. And this is what makes it look funny in the light. And then, I mean, when we had a conversation having back and forths about back in the day, remember the whole Barclays Center deal? And we talk about gentrification, and we held Jay-Z up with this whole thing. It was sick. They had the photo up. He was in the sand with the hard hat, big suit. But that was gentrification. A lot of people had to move out of their local neighborhood, and the response was job provision. And I don't know how, in terms of the totem pole, how fair that was. But people had to move out so we can get this big stadium.
But what's his role in this whole
So basically
deal?
what it is they're going to be producing the halftime show.
Yeah.
So that's completely different to changing the whole NFL.
No.
So there's an initiative.
But
And it's also like a non-profit as well on the side, where they've got an arm which is going to be doing social
there's a
change
name
as
for
well.
it.
There's actually got a name where that's like a non-profit organization on the side of that's going to be investing like social activism and social change and stuff. So basically, that's how good. This is why I look at it is that arm is the good PR for the NFL.
Yeah.
To show that we're not ignoring these issues, because it became a wider thing. Listen, the thing with Colin Kaepernick made it to the White House. Because people forget, he initially was sitting down, and then he started kneeling, and they had problems. But he spoke to retired veterans from the army and stuff, and they said the most appropriate way to protest and be respectful to us would be to kneel. Because people look at like the condition of America is so mad that like they look at that as disrespect, even though there's burials by the flag. You're not meant to sell the flag, you know. Go to America. As soon as you get in New York, you can buy something with flag memorabilia on there. You're not meant to wear the flag. People wear the flag. Like, you're not meant to display the flag in a certain way. But they claim that he was disrespecting the flag, because how could this uppity Negro decide that he wants to protest?
Yeah.
And they created a wave. Other people started protesting. Like, even his friend Eric Reed, everybody's got bits where they look funny. Like, he was really, really vocal about Jay-Z and saying, like, basically calling Jay-Z a snake. But then people can argue that you still work in the NFL. You didn't quit your job.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Colin Kaepernick didn't want to stop playing. He wanted to play.
Yeah.
Up until the point where he signed the deal, he still wanted to play.
Yeah.
He was still open to
Like, at
playing.
the end of the day,
this is
like-
livelihood. This is passion. I'm not saying it shouldn't.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying that let's be clear on certain things, innit? Like, everyone's got paid. Do you pay these bills? innit?
Yeah.
And Eric Reed needs to pay his family bills still, you know?
So on thewire.com they had an article. This is just a small little excerpt from the article. It says, per the announcement, Rock Nation will consult on marketing and music events, including its crown jewel, the Super Bowl halftime show, and help the league to bolster its activism initiative, Inspire Change. So that's what it's called.
Yeah.
We were talking about.
So
So
all that's going to happen is Beyonce's going to perform a halftime Super Bowl for the next 10 years.
But
so
maybe
why
that's why.
feel-
So maybe that's why he told Travis Scott to stop it. Don't do it this one.
Maybe.
Until I get in there.
So
we can put
maybe
this
there's
in.
method to the madness.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got tougher skin than the rest of us, and he's gonna be the person to take these licks.
He said that we're past kneeling now. It's about action. So
Yeah.
hopefully we see him implement stuff that benefit us as a race.
Yeah,
Do you get what I'm
and,
saying? And
Is he just gonna? Are we just gonna see? Is the Super Bowl halftime show just gonna become like a wireless?
Yeah,
Just
I don't
change
want it
into
to be
a
that.
super urban, super black show. Is
Especially
that,
when we're not the
is that what we're
demographic
gonna
as well.
see?
That gives them the cool factor. We're also like, what's the word?
It's like the most viewed
it's the most
sport
viewed
event.
already, but we're rubber stamping them. We're giving them that cool factor. If he's involved, what type of artist are going to be? It's going to be our demographic. If like, I don't see.
That's not the issue though. The issue is how they treated.
No, but the issue is they've started to lose money off how they treated Colin. So how do we make sure that our public face is good? This is PR marketing.
Yeah.
But unless
Align
it-
ourselves-
Let's start
Yeah.
earning from
Yeah.
what they tried to take away.
Precisely. So let's go. Let's get ahead of this problem early, and let's get align ourselves to Jay-Z. Make sure this halftime show is sick. Make sure it's
It's
with the right
not-
people.
for us, it's not about the halftime
if
show,
Jay-Z's on the halftime show, Beyonce says we're going to tune in. We're having this conversation now. We're going to tune
I
in.
hear that,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's
So they've worked-
bigger
it's
than
worked
the
for
music.
everyone.
It's
Even the
bigger than the
naysayers are
music.
going to tune in.
Yeah.
It's bigger than the music though. It's
Of
not
course,
about
of
the
course.
halftime show. So
Yeah,
we
yeah,
want to
of
see
course.
But they're
something
gonna,
else.
but
that's
that's,
his crown
that's their
jewel.
vehicle to make sure they don't lose out money wise and get back in the good graces with their investors and make sure this machine that is the NFL keeps going, because they were on the brink of stuff really happening. But at the end of the day, this community spirit is very difficult because I've got to pay my bills for my family, innit? So have you, so have you, so have you, so has Colin. So we can all kneel, but Colin, they didn't let him come back. Ooh.
So nothing's
Yeah,
actually
that's what I'm
been
saying.
solved
It's
out
like, I don't want to lose my job, you know? And now it takes a real brave individual to be like, you know what, I'm going to sacrifice my living. Now, is Colin broke? Of course not.
Yeah, he took the money.
No, I'm saying even
But
prior,
even prior to that,
even
yeah,
prior
yeah,
to that, in comparison to the average person, he would have been fine, innit?
Yeah,
But
his
you take
annual salary was like what 25.
Yeah.
mil
But who knows
per
who are
annum.
his dependents, his spending habits, all these things. And that's NFL is a very short-lived career as well. And we see many athletes, entertainers go broke in it. So you may have had 20 million one day. I saw a Breakfast Club interview. T-Pain had 40 million in the account at one point. And at one point he was having to beg money so that he could pay for his kids' Burger King.
Yeah,
That is insane, bruv.
because man are buying Bugattis.
But that is another topic though. In terms of like, why do like rappers and artists go bankrupt when they got so much peas?
So this is
Like,
another
it's
thing.
like-
Jay-Z created the Rock Nation Sports Management Agency to help athletes manage their money better. Like obviously, I don't know too much about it because
That's the-
I'm
that's-
not
that's
genuinely
the,
interested.
that's the promo
but
and the
that's the
tagline.
promo
Yeah.
and the tagline. So I would hope.
Like all these
That's
sport
what's
agents
going
come and get you at 18 when you're fresh into the league, chew you up and spit
And,
you out.
and the thing is he's not like he ain't got bummy dons over there. He's got Lukaku over there,
Yeah.
Jerome Boateng, like Robinson
Kevin De
Cano, De Bruyne, Kevin Durant. Like Kevin Durant is like a heavy hitter. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's not.
So Jay-Z's benefiting in that space again of being
He's a business.
the listen, this end of the day, let's not forget this man is a capitalist, he's a businessman.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there was a lot of joy, and I saw a lot of like the community, like everyone being so happy about him being a billionaire. That's great for him. How does that impact us? Now, am I meant to pocket watch? Am I trying to be? No, but I'm just saying, when you break it all down, really, is that really a win? Because
I think-
you want an anomaly to, regardless of race anyway. There's not a lot of people in this world that get to be billionaires, isn't it? And I don't want to ever sit here and really celebrate that when really and truthfully, I can relate to everyone else in this room a lot more. And how do we kind of redistribute that wealth?
It's just. I think like anyone that would have hit a Billy first in the hip hop community would have been celebrated regardless, just because of our genuine love for the genre
course,
and the history behind the genre, and like it's probably one of the newest genres in mainstream America. So it's like, okay,
Like how many toes you have to step on to get there?
well, that's
So like we
exactly.
got
So
our
it would
moment.
have
We
been
got our
Diddy, it
moment
would
on
have been Drake.
Instagram, on Twitter and stuff to celebrate and that.
Yeah,
But
there's always been this thing about who is the richest rapper, hence these Forbes lists and who's the hip hop cash king of 2018, 2019, who's made the top 10. Whoever it would have been, we would have been like, there would have been a big article when Dr. Dre was supposedly the first billionaire. When
Tyrese
fucked up.
what?
What a hard end.
He's a hard
end.
end. Have you seen his Django audition?
you know what? Do you know what it looked like?
Oh my God.
It looked like a Baby Boy edition, but just in the desert.
I ain't even seen it.
Oh, it's
still.
so funny. The guy's I'm so happy he never got a role in Django, bro.
Bro, the thing is
my
that
God.
like how like you know what? Yeah, sometimes your own enemy is you, bro.
Yeah, he's
Do you know
been going
what I'm
away.
saying? There was a time where Tyrese was like a heartthrob. Everyone loved him. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and now he's just a corny don.
Corny.
From that whole episode where he was balling.
What more do you want from me?
Oh my God. So we're saying Jay-Z isn't my man, Samuel L. Jackson from Django, yeah? That's not Jay-Z yet. Not just yet.
I have to see what comes from this deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but I could see why like a lot of people are looking at him differently.
If he was in
Like,
his
they're looking
shoes,
funny in the light.
would you make the deal?
It's hard to say,
Without
man.
nine, you don't
Like,
know.
I don't know the
There's-
full ins and outs because he could be just be taking his backlash and we do something a lot greater for us. Because there is that. I don't know if you've seen. Remember the conversation when Kanye was on his whole rant about fashion, and I don't know if you've seen the Dapper Dan Breakfast Club interview where they basically it almost feels defeated. It's like almost what are we battling and championing for when really and truthfully what everyone's kind of or like they're basically saying is we need to be in these buildings because this from Jay-Z aligns with that is that we need a seat at the table in it with these people to kind of infiltrate the building and make change. Remember I said earlier about I don't like it, but we need people in the police force. Maybe it's the same thing. We need to be in these spaces to then find a way of fixing things because we never get a chance to have our own because you're having your own within their system under their rules.
And
Like-
being in a position of power, influence, money, your views change. Do you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
think he is the right person to do that deal. Like his mentality, his business structure. I feel like
me as a Jay-Z fan,
He would have done that
I
if he would have
didn't
done that
want
without
him
it
to-
making business sense first. I think
Yeah.
the business and money supersedes the activism and all that other stuff. I'll be really frank with you.
think
He's
he's
only done this because it's gonna make some fucking
no, I
bread.
hear you, but I feel like
Bro.
his influence
And
and
that's
his
the real
power,
truth.
His influence and his power will like he's the one to get the job done and
Yeah.
to benefit our
We hope
community.
so,
And
I was happy
feel like,
with Jay being the guy that does things like anonymously. Do you know what I'm saying? Like which is what again he was known to do. Like him and Beyonce were.
I've heard many
anonymous
stories
and
of paying
stuff.
for funerals, paying for bail money,
money.
people,
and-
Black Lives Matter protesters, certain things, and I don't know how true they are, but I've seen from what I would hope are reputable sources saying that they're known to do these things and not put their name on it.
But
So,
now, as like he becomes bigger, he's now stepping out and doing more and talking more. And I don't know if it's gonna be the greatest thing, but
'cause we got the Meek
We've
Mill
got to wait and see.
documentary.
Yeah,
we
on
had the
Amazon.
Khalif, we had the Khalif Browder story. So we've had those things in that space, and then
they made he was an executive producer for the Annie film, made Annie Black.
we didn't need that shit.
Yeah, it was
That's
dead.
a fucking classic. I don't need it. Some things don't need to be black. Leave Annie white with the ginger hair. Leave
Him and,
Annie
the
alone.
Smiths, him and the Smiths decided to do that.
And Jamie Foxx was there, and I'm alright, man. Cool, man. Keep that shit.
Yeah,
But man, don't need that rude boy.
we don't need certain things, man. So yeah, it's just like I said, power and influence. You tend to get involved more, or you just play the background altogether and just enjoy your riches in peace.
Yeah.